After completing the Silver Grove quest, something really good unlocks, and it's finally fixed to the point that it's worth doing this, because up until hotfix 3 for the Spectre Grove, it was bugged quite badly. And what it is if you go into the codex as an example, I'm trying to remember which one is auras, there it is. In auras, you'll notice there's some new ones. There's actually more than just the 3, well 4, I forgot about that one. There's actually 6. There is these ones, and you can see who drops them at the bottom there. That's the Orchid, Knave, Feorc. Pistol Amp is also the Knave, that's Loki. And I'm trying to remember Stand United, which is the Orchid. Now Stand United adds armor, it's actually pretty nice looking. And Pistol Amp, well, it does pretty much the same as some of the other amps like Shotgun Amp or the such, and it increases the damage of secondary weapons. So these could be worth farming, but it's not that easy to get a hold of them. The reason it unlocks after doing the Silver Grove quest is you have to have an apothic with you. While I'm doing this, actually I'll wait. Which means that you have to scan all of the Dusklight stuff, the Sunlight Threshcombs, Moonlight Dragonflies, that doesn't say Dragon Lily, the Frost Leaves, the Moss, Jade Leaves, Moon and Day, Sun and Moon, the Lunar Pitcher, Rux's Claw, all the plants that were involved in scanning to get these things, you have to do all over again because you need all of these to get them. Once they are done and you equip them into the gear, you go to Earth. Any Earth-based mission should have a chance of spawning the Silver Grove, which is just kind of a room that you find randomly. And the way it works is the Nightfall Apothic will summon the Knave Spectre, the Twilight one will summon the Orchid Spectre, and the Sunrise one will summon the Feorc Spectre. Feorc's Oberon, if I remember rightly. The Feorc Spectre, of course, drops Shotgun Amp. Ooh, that one could be good. And Empowered Blades. The Orchid Spectre is Stand United and I think it was Brief Respite. And the Knave, which is the Loki one. I'm probably pronouncing that really, really wrong. I can pretty much guarantee that. Anyway, is Pistol Amp and Growing Power. Shotgun Amp is a V-Polarity aura mod that will add, it depends, some things say 6% extra damage and some say 12% extra damage. So this one's weird, but was looking forward to this because there hasn't been that many V-auras so far. Empowered Blades is a dash polarity aura that will add, 60% status chance and status damage per hit, but it will cost you 90 shields. But that's on charged attacks, so melee aura. Stand United is a D-polarity aura that will add, when maxed, plus 25.5% armor to a frame, which will go good on some of the weaker frames and even better on some of the more armor heavy frames. Brief Respite is a double dash polarity aura mod, and basically for the power used to cast an ability, it will transfer that to shields, regenerating up to 150% of the cost of the ability you've just used will be used to replenish shields. So it's useful, but it will not over shields or things like that. So it's just useful for regenerating shields. Useful on frames that obviously have high shield numbers. Pistol Amp is another V polarity aura, and it will add 27%. Wow. It'll add an extra 27% damage to any pistol. Still don't know why it's not just called primary amp, secondary amp, and melee amp. Would make more sense, but it's steel charge, pistol amp, shotgun amp, rifle amp. I think there's one for snipers somewhere as well. Not sure on that one. Then there is growing power. This is a V polarity aura and something called growing power. I was really hoping it would have something to do with power strength. It does, but it doesn't, because its status procs increase for the power strength by 25% for 6 seconds. So the power strength is going to increase status procs for 6 seconds by 25%. Useful as long as you have an elemental based weapon or an elemental based frame like Ember or even Saren. And I mean, it is nice to have these things back. Some of these auras were around once upon a time, but they were removed. Shotgun was. The one that I was really hoping would eventually make its way back into the game, because I missed the chance to even try to get my hands on it, was one called Affinity Amp, or Affinity Boost. And it did exactly what it sounds like. It was basically a aura that adds affinity. So it's an affinity booster that you run all the time. That with an affinity booster would be great while leveling stuff, but that one was completely removed. If I remember rightly, they even took people who had it, have had it removed from them, and it was replaced with something else. But I would have loved to see that come back, because things like the shotgun amp, that was a mod that was around something like update 10 point something, because a few of them accidentally made it into the transmutation tables and people got a hold of them. But all of these are back. It's 6 new auras at once. That's the 7 new auras in total in the past month or so, because EMP aura, of course, has made its way back into the game, but it's not as effective as it once was. So these aren't that hard to get a hold of. They were harder before the, I think it was hotfix 3. For the Silver Grove, but in hotfix 4 they were made tradable. It had to be hotfix 4 they were made tradable. So they're easier to get a hold of now. Farming for them is actually not that hard. I did do it in solo. Beforehand that was not possible. So it's literally, you need the apothic and you need to have completed the Silver Grove quest to unlock the area to actually be able to do these. And mainly you've got to complete the quest to get the blueprints to make the apothics, to be able to go there to get them to spawn again. Necros and the Desecrate was also useful because it did pop out more than one. I think I got the pistol amp one twice.